So Awaria is a game made by Awaria. It's basically a combination of Helltaker and Playtop. Your goal is to repair generators. Generators are going to break down, and if you go up to one, like in Playtop, as if you were taking its order, you can see what sort of gears it needs or whatever these things are, and then you have to deliver it within a time limit. If not, then it's game over, while also a boss is chasing you. To complete a chapter, you have to repair a given amount of generators, as you can see on the bottom of the screen. There are 3 difficulties, standard, easy and hard mode. In standard mode you have a drone that revives you on a 10-second cooldown. On easy mode the cooldown is reduced to like 5 or 4 seconds, and there is no time limit on repairing the generators. And on hard mode there is no drone and the generator timer is reduced. When I started doing this, the achievement for completing hard mode 100% was about 0.1% on Steam. There is a high chance that I wasn't connected to the Wi-Fi correctly. So yeah, right now it's about 16.5, so it's not that impressive, but it's still good, I guess. Still difficult. So yeah, I'm going to complete the hard mode here. It's going to contain some spoilers for the cutscenes and stuff. So if you haven't played it, then go do it. It's free. It's on Steam, sure. Anyway, moving on. Alright, let's begin. In the first chapter we are up against Zamora, a low tier shocker type ghost. This is basically the tutorial, so her attack is very much simple, she just lunges at you, so it would be very much awkward to die here. I mean really, it's only a buffoon would do that. Moving on. Yeah, there's probably gonna be a death counter in the top left corner. In chapter 2, it's up against Zamora again. However, she got a new attack. After lunging at you, she's going to appear above you. Then gonna smash the ground, and lightning is gonna spew out in a cross-shaped pattern. This attack pattern is not too difficult either. You just kinda have to be moving and try to move diagonally. That's basically it. In chapter 3 we are introduced to Catfire 1, a low tier splitter. She appears somewhere, then she's going to throw 3 knives at you in a fan-like pattern, and then occasionally places down a trap. This chapter also introduces tier 2 gears or repair kits or whatever these are, that requires an additional gear or whatever the blue thing is in order to make the repair kit. In my opinion, she's one of the more difficult ghosts that we're going to have to deal with. I would advise in rushing the generators as much as possible and trying to avoid the traps. Even you can disarm them if you step up them real quick, but it's just better if you avoid it. Chapter 4 has Catfire, another low tier splitter chasing you. She's not really a big problem as long as you can avoid her and go out of and get out of her way. However, after completing a couple of generators, Catfire 1 is also going to appear, which causes some problems. The strategy, if you can call it that, still stays the same. Chapter 4 introduces Nikita, a low tier smelter. She has 2 attacks that she alternates between. The first means where she throws a bunch of flames around her in every direction. As long as you are not near her, this shouldn't cause much problems, and as long as she's the only ghost here. The second one, she throws a firebird, which explodes later on into a bunch of fireballs if it contacts the walls, which is very similar to our first one. So yeah, just try to move out of the way of the fireballs and not get too close to her, then it should be fine. In chapter 6, it's Nikita again, except there's now a trap in the middle of the room that basically throws out fireballs once again in every direction. Yeah, once again it's manageable. In chapter 7 is Zamora again, accompanied by Cutfire 1. This time they don't get any new attacks, however there's a new trap that periodically throws out lightning. As long as you keep in mind their attacks, it should be feasible. Chapter 8 is Zamora teamed up with Nikita and Fire Trap. This should be easier than the last one actually, or at least for me it was, because you don't have to worry about Cutfire's traps. But yeah, that's basically it. And now we got to chapter 9. So far it's been like quite easy. Managed to beat them like 5 minutes. It's nothing too serious. However, this is going to change. Here we're up against Zamora, a high tier shocker. Yeah, her attack pattern changed a bit. After lunging, she is going to do the lightning cross attack 3 times in a row. After which she's going to stay in place, shoot lightnings in a cross pattern, then in an X pattern, and then there's going to be lightning strikes going all over the map. There's also 4 lightning traps placed over, and apart from the grey gear, every type of gear is needed here. So yeah, this chapter is probably most difficult of them all. Very much fun to keep in mind which attack she's going to do next, so you can respond to it accordingly, because you're not really going to have enough time to figure out on the fly. For a lunge attack you want to keep on moving. Yeah, pretty much that's it. Try to avoid straight lines. For her cross attack, either move in a zigzag pattern, or if you manage to dodge the first one, then go to the place where she was. Yeah. For her third attack you wanna move away from her diagonally, and after she starts her attack you wanna keep on moving, so that she's not going to snipe you. Also try to keep in mind when the traps are going to go off, because at first they don't seem like that important, but after that what you wanna do is start praying. Because yeah, it's not gonna be easy. Yeah, there was once when I was about to repair the generator, but the timer ran out by 1 second. I managed to fail it. That was fun. But yeah, the best tip for here is to be persistent and keep on trying, I guess. In chapter 10, we are now playing as Yaga, and she has a dash ability that we're going to need. She gains invincibility while doing the dash, luckily. In this chapter she's going to go up against Cutfire 1, 2 and Nikita. You don't wanna use your dashes recklessly, because right after you finished one is when you're the most vulnerable. You only wanna use it when it's necessary. In chapter 11 we're against Dr. Striga, an ultra tier scrapper, and oh boy, she has 3 attacks and some insane movement speed. In the first one she's going to throw a couple of gears at you in a mostly straight pattern. On the second one she's launching a couple of missiles at your position, which then explodes into a bunch of gears, kinda like the fireballs. And on the third one, once again she throws a bunch of gears at all directions and summons a couple of dogs that's going to chase you and jump at you. You mostly want to keep on moving. The first attack can be dodged quite easily, same with the second one. Just keep in mind not to dash into the missiles, or at least only dash into them after they exploded. As for the third one, the dogs get destroyed if they lunge at a wall, or after 2 lunges. You can dash through them, as everything. Also every generator requires 2 types of gears from now on. Yeah, you absolutely want to keep on moving in circles. That's probably the best you can do here. Chapter 12 is still up against Striga. However, she's technically not chasing you, she just summons minions to take care of you. At the beginning she summons a stag that is going to chase you forever, and it basically acts like a dog, just bigger, as it is going to periodically lunge at you. However, this thing doesn't get destroyed by any means. She also summons 4 dogs in the 4 corners of the map. Yeah, she also summons some floating skulls, which after a countdown is going to explode into a bunch of scraps. However, if you dash through them, they explode immediately, so you can kind of control when they explode. I also very much recommend dashing through them. And lastly, she summons a row of ghost workers, I guess, that are going to go from one side of the screen to the other. You can just dash through them easily, and yeah, she's going to repeat these attacks a lot and very much frequently. The generators still require 2 gears, so yeah. In chapter 13 you're playing as Ula and Zamora teaming up against Dr. Striga. Thanks to Zamora, you now have a longer dash that also destroys everything in its path. However, Striga also turned up the heat. She summons dogs, the stag, a couple of skulls, the ghost workers, shoots rockets, crashes down the middle. It is an absolute clusterfuck. Like, she's doing it extremely rapidly. Once again, the best strategy probably is to pray. However, what ended up working for me is to once again go in circles. Try to not stay in one end of the room for too long, and then hope for the best. So yeah. So yeah, thanks for watching, bye.